This is Salinas High School's girls' gym. From when it was built in 1920 till about the year 2000, girls played basketball here in this gym. And a whole generation of girls played under the tutelage of women coaches during that time, with very little fanfare and very few audiences. These days, suddenly it seems, everybody loves girls and women's basketball. And people seem to have just discovered it, not just to see Caitlin Clark play on television, but also attending girls' high school games and women's college and professional basketball games. Many people may think that they've just discovered girls and women's basketball, but girls have been playing basketball for over a century. In my book, The High School, I chronicle 120 years of high school basketball by girls. It's common knowledge in the United States that girls' interscholastic sports took off after the passage of Title IX in 1972. But what a lot of people don't know is that girls' interscholastic sports was booming at the outset of the 20th century, and basketball was at the center of the boom in high school girls' sports.
The 1910 yearbook uttered a hearty cheer for the girls who were working for the promotion of a basketball team. And by 1915, the SHS girls had pulled out rakes and hoes to smooth out their own outdoor basketball court. In 1917, the yearbook declared that all prejudices have been swept away and the girls' basketball team would be competing next year in the Coast Counties Athletic League, just like the boys. The following season, the girls defeated Pacific Grove High School 30-27, though they lost their other two games. Students pushed for more. Imagine the girls with a gymnasium, a basketball court, track, and everything all of their own, the 1918 yearbook declared. The girls continued to compete against other schools in basketball, volleyball, baseball, and track and field well into the mid-1920s. But backlash was in the air. Medical leaders and physical educators deemed it unladylike for girls to engage in too much rough and tumble competition. Perhaps, it was suggested, it would damage their wombs and make it impossible to bear children. Girls' interscholastic competition was all but eliminated at Salinas High and around the nation, and was replaced by non-competitive sports and physical activities, like modern dance, under the auspices of the Girls' Athletic Association. But girls still loved basketball and wanted to play the game. Physical educators responded by creating adapted rules basketball that severely limited girls' movements and running. By the 1930s and 1940s, a disproportionate number of Salinas High girls playing basketball were Japanese American girls. This might surprise some people, but in fact, Japanese Americans up and down the west coast of the U.S. have a long history of community-based basketball leagues, both for boys and men and for women and girls. If by mid-century sports participation had become stigmatized for many white girls, it certainly wasn't for Japanese American girls, like Salinas High student Sumi Abe, whose 1937 poem in the yearbook was a veritable love letter to the game.
In 1975, 3 years after the passage of Title IX, Salinas High School formed its first girls' basketball team in over half of a century. Since then, girls have flowed into playing the sport here at Salinas High, and nationally, 400,000 girls play high school basketball.
You can find a much more detailed story of girls' basketball's fits and starts, explosions and backlashes, what I call the unevenness of social change, in my new book, The High School.
Well, look at that. I hope you got that one.